I used to think heartbreak taught you everything you need to know about pain, but I was wrong. Because what hurt more than losing him was losing her. Before we continue, take a second to subscribe to the channel and tell me in the comments what city you're watching from. I love seeing how far these stories travel, and I read more comments than you think. All right, let me take you back to the beginning. She was my best friend, my anchor when everything else fell apart. When he left, when the world stopped making sense, she was the one who stayed. She sat beside me on the bathroom floor, tissues scattered, mascara running, whispering, "You'll heal, I promise." Every night I'd pour my heart out to her. We'd talk for hours about how he made me feel invisible, about the arguments, the what-ifs, the things I wish I'd said. I trusted her with the darkest parts of me. I told her everything. And maybe that's where I went wrong. Because when you hand someone your pain, you're also handing them the map to your heart. Every secret, every weakness, every door that leads back to the person you lost. And months later, she found her way through those doors. It started small. So small I thought I was imagining it. The way she said his name. The way she smiled when he texted me by mistake. The way she defended him when I vented about what he'd done. "People change," she'd say softly. "He sounds like he regrets it." And I'd laugh bitterly. Not enough to call me. But something was shifting. I just didn't see it yet. Then one evening, she called me. She sounded nervous. Too nervous. She wanted to talk in person. I thought maybe she was sick, or she'd gotten bad news. But when I saw her, her eyes told me everything before her mouth did. "I didn't plan for this," she started. "I swear I didn't. But me and him, we've been talking." My heart went silent. Completely silent, like the world paused just to let the words land harder. At first, I thought it was a cruel joke. I actually laughed. Talking like friends? But she didn't answer. And that silence, it broke something in me. The same arms that once held me through heartbreak were now holding him. She said it just happened, that they connected, that it wasn't about me, it was about them. And maybe that's what made it worse. Because no matter how many times she said, "I never meant to hurt you," she still did. How do you accidentally fall in love with the one person you know your best friend still hurts for? How do you justify that? How do you sleep knowing your love story began with someone else's pain? For months, I tried to forgive her. I told myself, they're adults, they're free, people move on. But every time I saw them together, every smile, every photo, it was like being erased from the story I helped write. She wasn't just my best friend anymore. She became the girl who replaced me in both their lives. The girl who now lived in the space where I used to exist. He'd once said I was too emotional. Funny, those same emotions that he couldn't handle are probably the reason she understood him so easily. She'd studied me. She knew my fears. She knew exactly how to be what I wasn't. Because I told her everything. Sometimes betrayal doesn't come with broken promises or lies. Sometimes it comes dressed in honesty. Soft, apologetic, tearful honesty that somehow still cuts deeper than deceit. She didn't steal him behind my back. She didn't hide it. She told me the moment it got serious. And yet, I still couldn't breathe. I remember the night I blocked her number. My hands were shaking. Not from anger, but from realization. Realization that trust doesn't need to be broken to be betrayed. All it takes is crossing a line that should have never existed in the first place. I replay every memory now with new eyes. Every time she asked, "Do you think he'll ever change?" Every question about what made me fall for him. At the time, it felt like empathy. Now, it feels like research. Maybe she didn't plan it. Maybe feelings snuck up on her like storms do. One drop at a time until it drowned her in something she couldn't explain. But even if she didn't mean to, she still did. And intent doesn't erase impact. When I see them now, I don't cry anymore. At least, not in the same way. The sadness has shifted, muted, like a song I've played too many times. There's only quiet now. And sometimes, in that quiet, I wonder, was I naive to expect loyalty without a contract? Was it foolish to assume that best friend came with unspoken boundaries? Or am I right to feel like something sacred was taken from me, even if no one meant to take it? She reached out recently, said she missed me, said she hoped one day we could talk again. I wanted to respond. I really did. But how do you explain that forgiveness isn't always about mercy? Sometimes forgiveness is about closure, about letting go of the version of someone who existed only before the betrayal. Because once that trust is gone, even if you rebuild the friendship, you're standing on different ground. Cracked, fragile, forever changed. I used to be angry. Now I'm just wiser. I've learned that not every betrayal comes with bad intention, and not every heartbreak comes from romance. Sometimes love, platonic or not, simply tests what we're made of. She was my rock after the breakup, my lifeline, my sister in everything but blood. But then she became his girlfriend, and in that moment, the girl who once saved me taught me the hardest lesson of all. That trust, once broken, doesn't always shatter loudly. Sometimes it drifts away quietly, leaving only silence and a story you never wanted to tell. So tell me, if no promise was broken, but trust was, is it still betrayal?